this method of parenting.
From your parents?
Yeah.
Mine too.
When I was a kid.
That's why I don't judge him so harshly, because I'm like, I did that thing.
As far back as I can remember into my childhood, and like you've seen from the podcast, I can't remember very far back, but as far back as I can remember, around the age of 7 or 8, I started having chores around the house that were my responsibility to clean this. I remember being 8 years old. Specifically, I remember when just right around the time I'd turn 8, I remember throwing an absolute tantrum because I was being made to vacuum and I didn't want to. There's pictures of me doing the dishes with my siblings and my little brother. It's me and my brother Matthew and Marshall and Johnny, all 4 of us boys, and I was the oldest. But there's a picture of all 4 of us boys when I was probably 9 or 10 maybe, all the way down to Johnny, who was in a diaper. We were all doing the dishes together.
Didn't your mom say, "Oh, that was set up, it wasn't real"?
I remember doing the dishes like that, where one would wash, one would rinse, and one would stack. I remember doing that.
Yeah.
And that was just the beginning. Like all through my teenage years, the entire cleaning of the house was the kids' responsibility. Mom didn't have a job. Dad never cleaned the house. Period. It just did not happen.
That's not like my house growing up.
Right? But I now know how to clean up after myself. I take responsibility for my things. And I think that's a good habit. I think that's a good lesson to learn. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's healthy.
I think my mom, she would do as much as she could. She always...
Too much.
I've
seen how much your mom does.
Oh, I agree. But I think I take on what she's done too. Like I do it the way that she did it because I learned from her, right?
Right.
And I think I understand the reason.
That's why I don't judge you too harshly.
Good. And you shouldn't judge my mom too harshly either, because she's just doing what her mom did, and her mom's just doing what her mom did.
And I'm just doing what my parents did.
But and honestly, I don't see any this is better, this way's better than this. My family's better than your family.
I think my family's better.
Wow. Anyways, I see good in both ways.
Well, I think your mom is a saint. She's amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
But I think that what my mom did...
I don't know how she would even feel of us talking about her
I don't either.
This right now. She's
we weren't planning on talking about this. But I think that what my mom did for us in teaching us is so much more valuable than if she had just done it for us, done all the work, cleaned the house, and we never learned that responsibility of cleaning.
I think what my mom did, which both of our moms have done actually, is teach the older kids how to do stuff.
Yeah.
Really well.
It's harder to teach as the...
And then once the younger kids come around, it's a lot harder to teach them, especially when you already have older kids that know how to do it.
We're like, well, why would I ask this younger kid to do it when the older kid knows how to do it? They're just going to do it forever now.
And it's way more work to teach the younger kids how to do it, especially because the younger kids tend to get away with a little bit more.
It's not more work to teach the younger kids. It's just a lot of work, period. And once you've put in that work to teach the older kids,
you don't want to do it again.
You're tired.
But that applies. And what's interesting is both of us come from families with 9 kids.
Right.
And I would say that applies to 90% of the things.
Of anything.
I think the older kids just got disciplined more. But I think even in our family, with our kids, that's the same way too.
Sure.
Just because there are guinea pigs, which is sad. But then the younger kids kind of just, they get away with more. And I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying they're spoiled. What I am saying, though, is that parents get tired and realize their priorities of what's important and what's not. And they let go of the things that they feel are not important.
That is true. But also, the younger kids have a role model that they can follow. And if you've disciplined the older kids properly and they're obedient in the areas that matter, then the younger kids will typically just follow suit. Versus the older kids that have no role model. And so they're kind of like, I don't know what's acceptable and what's not. And so you have to get them on the right path so that they can now... That's the new culture for the family.